Hi guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to paint roses on this canvas. If you guys are interested in learning, then just keep watching. So what you'll need today is some paint. I used acrylic paint, some paint brushes, canvas of course, mine was a 12 by 12, and some water, paper towel, and of course your creativity. So if you have an arrangement of colors, you can obviously just use those colors, but I only had my primaries and white and black, so I just made a lighter pink color with some red and white. And then I'm going to get some water and a paper towel and get started. So you want to start by making kind of little just circle-ish blobs on your canvas. They don't need to be neat or perfect or anything because the imperfection in them is going to make them look realistic and three-dimensional. So you want it to have some texture to it, obviously not a perfect circle, just get something down. And the reason I use this lighter pink was because when I started the first one with red, it was really hard to put the highlights and the lowlights in it, and it turned out darker, so that's why I have the first one on there, because I practiced that one first. So I started with the lighter color because once you put the rest of the highlight and lowlights in there, then that's when it starts to look like a red rose, but you want to start with a lighter color so you just have more room for everything else. So now you're going to take a red. I just used my solid red. Maybe I mixed a little bit of white in there, but you want it fairly dark, and you want to just start making little half moon circle shapes on your flower. And this was my first time ever really painting, but definitely first time painting a rose. So just kind of going with what I felt would look okay, and just, the nice thing is that you can really just mess around, and after everything is done, it probably will look good anyways. Even if you weren't doing anything for any reason, no sense, it'll still look good. So I realized that if I kind of put them in a similar pattern, in a uniform shape, like overlapping each other, it kind of looks like the petals that are overlapping one another as they're opening up towards the center. So you kind of just like make them facing towards the middle of your flower. So now I'm going to take a highlight color, and I just did like a really light pink, and I'm going to start highlighting around the flower as well, just in any kind of way. I found that it helps if you kind of choose like one end of the low light of the red we did and kind of paint each side with the white kind of overlapping, because it's just gonna look like it's highlighting in relation to the way the petals are falling, if that makes sense. And then the key to the whole thing is just using the water on your brush after to blend out all the colors. So once you're done putting the highlights and the lowlights on, you can go ahead and take your brush, dip it in water, rub it off on the paper towel to get rid of the excess water, and then just kind of blend out the colors, because you don't want any harsh lines. There really aren't harsh blunt lines in nature. It's everything just kind of fades into other colors and shadows and highlights, and you know, there's not really like a clean cut line on most things. So you just want to blend those colors into each other, and you'll start to see the roses kind of come to life on your canvas. They start to look three-dimensional. As you can see, my first couple ones are looking like something, whereas the ones I have not painted yet still kind of look just like blobs. So just keep doing this. It's really just about, like, I guess, practice and just doing it over and over again, and then you'll see what you like, what you didn't like on your last one. And with paint, it's so easy to fix, because if you don't like something, just take that original light pink color and go over it and fix it. So after I'm done doing all my roses and I'm happy with them, I'm going to start doing leaves. I mixed a blue and a yellow, obviously, and a little bit of white to make this green color. And I'm just kind of freehanding the leaf petals wherever I'd like. I didn't want this to be uniform or symmetrical. I wanted it to be random and all the leaves facing in different directions. If you're not comfortable freehanding, you can always just get a leaf stencil. That might be a little hard to paint. I guess you could outline it with a pencil lightly and then fill it in, but just try it. It's really not as hard as it probably seems. You just kind of take your time and go with it. So now I'm going to start doing my highlight and shadows on my leaves, which you can skip if you don't want to do it, but it just, the more you add detailing and shadows to your painting, the more realistic and three-dimensional it's going to look. So I take a darker green. I added a tiny bit of black to the green color I had, and just put a little bit on the base, and then take the water and blend it out from there. Really let the water do the work for you, because you can see now there's no harsh lines, and it just kind of gradually transitions into the rest of the leaf, and it just kind of makes a gradient. So what you want to do is you want to pick a point where you're going to pretend the light is coming from. So mine is going to be this bottom right corner, and pretending the light is casting, the sunshine is right there. So everything on the bottom side of those roses is going to be where you want the shadows. Right here, towards the bottom of the leaves, anywhere where it'd be furthest from the sun, essentially, where you choose. But you just want to make sure that that point stays consistent so that everything looks like it would out in real life, in nature. So I'm going to keep going with my shadows, and you only need to use a tiny bit of paint because then the water really blends it out a lot for you. It does most of the work. So don't worry about putting too much. Just do a little bit and then take the water and blend it out. And then the same with the highlights. I took a really, really light green and I kind of just painted that over the other side on the opposite of where I put the shadows, obviously, and then blended out with water. And I'm kind of trying to get rid of that harsh line on the light side of the leaf because that would just kind of fold over into nothing. I don't know if that makes sense, if you get what I'm saying. Like if you're looking at a leaf out in real life, it doesn't just have a crisp, clean edge, you know, it kind of just blends out into the world. So yes, just continue doing this. You can see I did like little detailed lines in the center of my leaves. You don't have to do that, but I just was kind of going crazy with it and just decided to add little, I don't know, little leaf veins, would you call them? Leaf veins? Leaf veins, we'll call them leaf veins. And that is it, folks. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to be doing some more painting videos because I really enjoyed it. So good luck and have a wonderful day.